In today's episode, we're talking about the 10 mindset hacks that many wealthy and successful people use and that you can start using today too. Let's find out. Welcome. This is Gull Khan, your money mindset expert. And today we're talking about 10 mindset hacks that the rich and wealthy use and that you can use also. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. For those of you who just don't know me, my name is Gull Khan, and I am a money mindset expert and the best-selling author of the book Money Laws of Money. And we have an amazing podcast. And if you listen to this podcast, it's great. If you're listening to us on YouTube, then even better. All right. Okay, so let's start with number one. What is the first hack? Well, abundance mindset. Okay, successful people often have abundance mindset, and which means that they focus on what they have rather than what they lack. And this is really, really important. Okay, they believe there's plenty of money, there's plenty of resources, there's plenty of everything that they need around, and there's plenty of resources to go around, and that they focus on creating opportunities rather than waiting for opportunities to come to their door. Okay, so it's about being proactive, it's about going out and taking that action, it's about taking creating opportunities where there aren't one. And if you see anyone who's been highly successful, you find that they've gone in and created opportunities for themselves. They haven't taken no for an answer, and they believed that they had access to all the resources, including money, for it. Somebody said to me once, actually, I get this quite a lot, that, you need money to make money. That's absolutely not true. You don't need money to make money. You need an idea. And if you have the right idea and you have the right belief, you will attract all the money that you need in order to make that the idea reality. Okay, so that's number one. Hack number two. Okay, goal setting. So successful people are really great at setting amazing goals. Now they have the ability to take a really large goal and break it down into actionable steps. And they know what they want, and they know what the amount of work that's required to get into it. Now, I'm not saying that you should have a full-out plan for where you want to get. For example, if you are someone who's making $30,000 in $30,000 annually, rather, I keep talking about a month, but if you're making a month, but anyway, if you're making $30,000 a year and you want to start making $30,000 a month, for example, or $100,000 a month, you may not have an idea of how you can get there. But what you do is start where you are. So you have an idea. Okay, that's what I want to create. And how can I make money? What kind of businesses can I do to create that kind of wealth? And then you take the first initial steps. Okay, this is very important. The plan that you have, it could be that, okay, I'm going to have an investing plan, or I'm going to set up an e-commerce plan, or, an e-commerce business, or I'm going to have a coaching business, whatever it could be whatever. You need to have a plan in motion and then take action on the first things that you can possibly do. It may be as you go through that plan. And by the way, anybody who's been successful will tell you the plan they set up with was not what ended up happening. It's not what they executed. It ended up changing on the way, and that's normal. So the plan will change, and it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely normal. But you need to have some sort of plan. Need to have some sort of idea where you're going. It's like you need to get it. If you get in the cab, you need to tell the cabbie you're going to Manchester. You're going to go to, you're going to go to Cornwall. You can't go in the same direction for both locations. So you need to know where you're going and have a plan to get there. Okay, for example, using the same metaphor, for example, you want to go to Manchester and you have a plan that you're going to take the cab from here to Euston, and from Euston station you're going to take the train there, but you find out there's a train strikes as a coincidence is happening at the moment. So there are strikes. So okay, I need to go to Manchester, but I can't use a train. Maybe I can go via a coach. So you go from here to Victoria station and catch a coach there to Manchester. See what I mean? So this is what it is. You have to have an idea of where you're going and break it down to steps that you can take right now. And as you work on those steps, you find that the plan changes and sort of morphs into something else. And eventually you may not even have an idea of how quickly or how long it will take you to get to 30,000 a month or 100,000 a month, but you will get an idea. Okay, that's the point. Start making a plan, know where you want to go, and start taking action today. Okay, don't procrastinate. Don't wait for ideas to come into your lap. Start doing something now. That's number two. Number 3, positive self-talk. Now, this is really, 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 really important. I even recently heard, this very famous speaker, I'm not going to say his name, and he talked about how you need to have positive self-talk. And this is so important because the self-talk that you do to yourself is actually self-hypnosis. And he's damn right. He's damn right on the money. When you are talking to yourself, or when you're talking about your inner chatter, this is self-hypnosis. I can't do this. You end up proving to yourself that you can't do it. On the other hand, I am strong. I'm amazing. I can do this. I am smart. I know how I'm wealthy. I am so forth and so forth. These so-called affirmations. If you use these affirmations as part of your self-talk, not just blindly say these affirmations in the morning and forget about it for the rest of the day. The reason why affirmations may not be working for you at the moment is you're using them as one point a day. So in the morning, you get up and you say these affirmations, and then you forget about them for the rest of the day. That cannot happen. You need to have those confirmations down into you, like your regular self-talk. So throughout the day, you should be saying to yourself, I know I can do this. I have amazing ability to trade. For example, you want to be a trader. I'm an excellent trader. I'm a professional trader. It doesn't matter if you are there or not. It doesn't matter. I can do this. I'm brilliant. I have the money. I can do this. I have the resources, so forth. So the inner self-talk is really, really important. And you need to have a good idea of what it is that you want to achieve, and your inner chat, your inner talk, your inner self-talk has to reflect that also. You cannot be saying, I want to go to Manchester, and say in your heart, oh, there's no way I can get there. I have no money. I have no resources. How am I ever going to get to Manchester? Then guess what? You're never going to get to Manchester, right? So in order for you to be able to get to where you want to get to, you need to have this belief that you can get there. And the way to cultivate that belief is through this inner self-talk, which comes from these affirmations. So you can take these affirmations and use them as a basis to have the self-talk, but you need to have self-talk, okay? Now, wealthy individuals, this is one thing that wealthy individuals often have really, they've honed this down pretty well, where they have positive self-talk and they believe in their ability to succeed. And these affirmations and this positive self-talk would actually fuel this belief of yours that you can succeed and you can attain whatever it is. You need to focus on your strengths and visualize yourself as achieving those goals, of having achieved those goals, okay? That's number 3. Number 4, risk taking. So successful people are not afraid to take risks, but they take calculated risks. This is very, very important. They know that in order to achieve great things, there's going to be an element of risk. They need to step out of their comfort zone and take calculated risks. But the operative word here, the important word to note here is calculated risks. They don't take risks just for the sake of it. They don't take risks just to do something risky. They're not doing bungee jumping without the harness. They observe everything. They see what the pros and cons, and then they take the plunge. Then they take a leap of faith. This is really important. What I find with people is, people who are wealthy have done this and they do this again and again and again. And there are people that at times have put their life savings online, before they have a breakthrough. And all the big, I was listening to the story for Yash Chopra yesterday in, one of the Netflix series, and being a Bollywood fan that I am, and how he put everything online for the last movie, which was, I think it was, what was it? I think it was Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, I think it was, or no, DDLJ. I think it was DDLJ. So, how before that, they had, he had a number of losses, and that was the movie that if it didn't work, then they would go under, and they put the whole life savings in it, and lo and behold, that became a massive hit, and it's been running for the last 25 years. Like, it's been continuously running in the cinemas for 25 years, and that's amazing. And then if you look at the history of Elon Musk and Sir Richard Branson, all these people, these amazing entrepreneurs, they do take calculated risks, and sometimes maybe from the outside it looks like they're being absurd, but they've calculated that I need to do this, and this. In order for that, I need to have this finance and this sort of thing, supporting me, and I need to go and do X, Y, and Z. And yes, there's a risk that it may, if it doesn't work out the way I think, or the way I anticipate, the way I want it to, it could mean I'll end up losing X, Y, and Z, right? So you have to do, you have to make the calculations. You have to take calculated risks, but you have to take risks. And this is very important. People who stay on the sidelines, who stay in the comfort zone, they are afraid of taking risks. And there's something that someone said to me, and it stayed with me forever. is those people who, who are afraid of risking anything end up risking everything. Right? I'm going to repeat that. It's so, so profound. I'm going to repeat that for you. People who are afraid of risking anything end up risking everything. Yeah. So that's very important. Number 4. Number 5, moving on very swiftly. So number 5, continuously, people who are wealthy continuously learn. Why? Let me explain. I always say, my education didn't stop when I graduated from my degree or when I became a barrister. It never stopped. Like, I continuously learned. And I've continuously evolved. And people who are wealthy understand this idea that life doesn't stop. Your education doesn't stop when you graduate and get a degree or, get a qualification. You have to constantly learn and evolve. And you have to, practice your, craft and get better and better at it. I mean, this day and age, we are no longer continuing with one career choice anyway. I mean, I'm a qualified lawyer and I'm not working as a lawyer at the moment. I'm working in other areas. Albeit I'll go back into law, and I'm looking to go back into law, but that's just going to be one of my revenue streams. It's going to be one of my businesses, not the main business either. So I'm continuously learning, and I've learned so much about, over the last 5-6 years, I've learned so much about marketing, especially online marketing, and about content creation, and about connecting with the audience, and so forth, that I could probably do an MBA on it, for that matter, because of being able to be in the trenches and learning and doing the work and learning from my mistakes and carrying on. But that's what most of these entrepreneurs, these business people, or these wealthy people do. They're continuously learning a new skill set or harnessing the skills that they have, and they're becoming a master at it. Yeah. So you have to continuously learn. You have to invest in your personal and professional development and seek out new knowledge. If you're not developing, this is something I learned from Tony Robbins a long, long time ago. He said, there's never something that's a status quo. You're never stagnant. You never stand still. At any given moment in time, you're either developing or you're diminishing. There's no two ways around it. You either increasing your knowledge and becoming better and better about your craft, at what you do as a person, as an individual, as a professional, whatever you are in, or you're diminishing. And that could be not necessarily in professionally, but also in your personal life as well. You need to constantly strive to be a better person, and constantly strive to be a better professional, and constantly strive to be a better entrepreneur, as business person. If you are not, and if you're happy with where you are, then you're going to diminish in value. Simple as that. Okay. Something I learned from him, and I truly I'm grateful for his teachings regarding that. Okay. So that's number 5. What's number 6? Number 6 is resilience. Very, very, very important. Okay. Successful people are people who have a high level of resilience. Now, on the path to success, on the path to, let's be very real, on the path to true generational wealth, you're going to come across many hurdles, many hurdles, right? Something you can anticipate, some of them you don't even anticipate. They're such curveballs thrown in your direction. You're like, where did that come from, and how did it come to me? It just blows you away. There are things that are going to happen to you that are going to baffle your mind and break you, and it could be personal or professional. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So this means these if you don't have resilience, you're going to break at the first first point of hurdle. You're going to shatter, and anytime someone doesn't give you the right. So, for example, if you're as a teacher or as a content creator, you're going to sort of crumble at the first negative comment. You're going to lose your confidence at the first sight your clients are dissatisfied with you. Or if you are a business owner and you're selling your products, and you're going to crumble when you get bad reviews about your products, right? So, in order for you to bounce back from setbacks, you need to build resilience, and this is really, really important. You need to keep going even in the face of adversity. You need to have your goal in mind. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. This is why I did a podcast on Know Your Why. You need to have almost like having a warehouse full of resilience, where when things go wrong, and they will, and when you see or you face setbacks, and you will, and this is guaranteed, you're going to face setbacks, you're going to face hurdles, you're going to face curveballs. When you do, you need to dig deep into your powerhouse, your warehouse of resilience, and bring it out and move forward. And there are days where you don't want to carry on. There are days when you think, oh my God, everything's over. There are days when you think, oh my God, what have I done? Why have I done? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this to myself? It's those moments which are defining moments. It's at those moments that people who succeed, who push through such adversity, end up succeeding, and those who don't end up failing and talking about what could have been, should have been, and would have been, right? So this is very important. Know that you need to cultivate resilience. It's a skill that you can develop and you should develop. It's not something that everyone's born with. Nobody's born with resilience. I'll tell you this right now. Nobody's born with resilience. You develop resilience. I have a lot of resilience, but I've been through a lot of crap in my life, and that's the reason why I do have resilience. The more hurdles you can overcome, the more resilient you become. But you have to have a positive mindset. So the first thing I said, number one, having an abundance mindset is very, very important. If you have a negative mindset, you have negative ideas, then as soon as negative things happen, you will spiral downwards, right? So this is why you need to have resilience and a positive mindset. Okay, wonderful. Then now number 7, right? Focus. Where are you focusing? So this is something that one of my mentors said early on was, energy flows where focus goes. You need to focus where you're going. And the example that he used with me was of someone who's going down an ice slope, and they're skiing. And if you're skiing and you're going down the ski slope, and you right in front of you see a tree, if you see the tree, like, oh, I don't want to miss the tree, I want to miss the tree, I don't want to miss the tree, I don't want to hit the tree. The more you focus on the tree, even though you're saying, I want to miss it, I don't want to hit the tree, guess where you're going? Right into the tree. So this is a training that he picked up and he learned from skiing. That in skiing, if you don't want to hit the tree, then you need to focus where the tree isn't and focus on then going in that direction. And as long as you focus in that direction, you'll go in that direction. If you focus on the tree about not hitting the tree, you'll hit the tree. That's also what happens in life. You have to focus on where you're going. You have to focus on what you want to achieve. If you keep focusing on what you don't have, if you keep focusing on the troubles, if you keep focusing on everything that's gone wrong in your life or can go wrong in life or could go wrong in your life, you're going to be focusing on the negativity. You're stuck, right? So you need to focus on your goal. You need to focus on where you're going, not where you are, not where you've been, but where you're going. And it's very important to keep hold of your focus. And every time your focus goes into today or yesterday, you need to pull it back out and send it to the future, where you want to be, where you want to go. I need to tell yourself, and this is another skill set that's developed. Again, you're not born with this, right? You need to focus on where you're going, not on where you are and where you've been. Okay. Again, wealthy people are great at focusing, their attention on things that matter, and they know how to prioritize their time and energy, and they don't waste their resources on things that don't align with their goals. They don't focus on negativity. They don't focus on what could go wrong. They focus on what should go right, how things are going right, and they invest all their time and energy in focusing where they want to go rather than where they are and where they were yesterday. It's very important, okay? Focus. Number 8 is gratitude. Now, gratitude is very, I think everyone talks about gratitude, so I'm going to quickly touch upon this as well. Gratitude is why wealthy people are wealthy. Wealthy people often practice gratitude. Now, this is generalization, of course. Some people don't. There are a few who don't, but let's not go into that. Generally, most of the people, I would say 99% of the people who are wealthy practice gratitude, which means they focus on what they have and appreciate the good things in their life. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of caveat here. There are people who are wealthy who don't remain wealthy if they're not grateful for it. So these are lottery winners. These are people who, come into a lot of wealth because they became a very popular athlete or a singer, and they make a lot of money very quickly. But if they're not grateful for it, they lose that very quickly. So also gratitude is gratitude is something that not only brings wealth to you, it keeps wealth to you as well. So this is so important to understand the power of gratitude. A lot of people can become wealthy just because they come into alignment with wealth through some other means, but they don't remain wealthy because they're not grateful for their wealth. They're not grateful for what they have. And this is key. So, wealthy people know how to be wealthy. Let me repeat that. Wealthy people know how to be grateful, and they practice gratitude, and they focus on things that they have, and they appreciate what they have, and they appreciate the good things in their life. They know that cultivating an attitude of gratitude can help them attract more abundance and more more good things, and they can be, and the more grateful you are, the more things you attract to you, towards yourself to be grateful for. Okay. And this is also actually in the Bible and also in the Quran as well, that it says quite clearly and I'm paraphrasing here, that God, when you are grateful, God will increase the amount of things you are grateful for. So when you're grateful to God, God gives you more things to be grateful for. And this is basically what we're talking about here, right? So it comes from the Bible and the Quran as well. Number 9, one of my favorites: surround yourself with successful people. Now, I've had this conversation with a number of people, and this is going to come from a hadith, by the way. So I'm going to talk about hadith. I'm Muslim, so obviously I know a lot about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's hadith. He said that on the day of Qiyamah, on the day of judgment, you will be, you will get up with people that you are surrounded by. So basically, your friends, you will get up with the people who are with you. And he really talked about choosing your friends wisely, because they will, they are the ones who are going to accompany you on their judgment and so forth, right? And how they have a real strong impact on your life when you're, day-to-day living. And this is so true, right? And this has been proven in scientific studies that, you are the average, the amount of money that you can own and have and make is the average, the closest people near you. So if you are close to people who have lack and scarcity and don't make much money, then the average of those 5 people is what you will make. Right? You cannot go beyond your social circle. Unfortunately, that's the truth. So you need to surround yourself by successful people. I'm not saying you cannot associate with your cousins and your friends and so forth who are not successful, but you need to limit your time. And this is really, really, really hard for some people, but it's a hard truth. Okay. Successful people surround themselves with other successful people. That is a fact. Okay, they seek out mentors who can help them learn and grow. So if you are on the journey of being wealthy, you should be seeking out mentors who can help you become wealthy, who can have done what you've done, who have achieved what you want to achieve. And you can actually allow yourself to be in a community of other people who are striving to be in the same path, who are striving to achieve the same things, who are striving to achieve similar goals to what you are going to go for. Yeah, what the goals you want to achieve. If you hang around with your buddies from college and uni and, you're happy watching Netflix and, going out for dinner and so forth, that's not going to do much for you, right? That's going to keep you where everyone else is. That income level is going to stay where everyone else is. You're not going to get very far. Yeah. So I know this is a hard truth, but this is a truth. Okay. And now number 10. Okay. Give back. And this is something that I truly, truly feel from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Wealthy people often have a philanthropic mindset. They want to help people. They believe in giving back to the community, and they believe in helping people. And they know that helping others can bring them happiness and fulfillment. And this is the case, right? So people say to me, "Oh, Gull, I'm not really that fast. I really don't want to make that much money. I just want to help people." And I say, fantastic. That's brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. Go ahead, make $1 million. Keep whatever you want to keep for your daily bread and what makes you happy, and then give away the rest to people who need it, right? There's been recently, while I'm recording this, there's been a recent disaster in Syria and Turkey with the awful earthquake. And if you're in a position to make $1 million this year, make $1 million this year. Keep 100 grand for yourself for your living expenses if that's all you need. Give the other 900 away to such charities who can support and rebuild houses for these people, or or orphanages for the children who become orphans recently, and work for people who don't have work or any housing, so forth. Money is such a powerful tool you can help so many people with. You want to help people, go for it. Go and help them with the money. With your hands, you only have so much time, and you only have 2 hands. There's only so much good you can do with your hands and your time, right? Because you're limited to it. You've got 2 hands and you've got 24 hours. But your money can go a lot further. You can make $1 million or 2 million, 10 million, hell, you can make 100 million. And you don't have to spend it all on yourself. There's no need. There's no contract written that if you make 100 million, you have to spend it all on yourself. How no? Spend it on yourself. Keep some for your children. Keep some for your generational, create generational wealth for your family, for your lineage. Then a good portion of it, even 50% of it or 60% of it, you can spend in the way of helping these people, other people who don't have the facilities that you do, who don't have the opportunities that you do, who are not as fortunate as you to be listening to the podcast, to be able to go out there and make a difference in other people's life, who's not in a position to make the kind of money that I'm talking about. right? So have this mindset that I want to make so much money that I can help every person I meet and still have enough to, for me to live comfortably. And if that means that you want to have a private jet and you want to have a mansion, and for all of that, you maybe need 10 million for that, or maybe you need 100 million for that, for you to have that kind of lifestyle, then go and make 200 million, right? So if you need 100 million to support your lifestyle, make 200 million, right? Just the other 100 million can be spent on helping these people and other people that I'm talking about, right? There's no limit. Have a mindset that you want to give back as much as possible in your lifetime. And you're not here forever. You are here for a finite period of time. You are going to leave this planet, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. You will leave this planet. So accept the fact that you're going to leave, but you want to leave it better than when you received it. So for that reason, go out and make the best version of yourself. Make as much money as you possibly can, and then spend on yourself. I'm not saying don't spend it on yourself. Get the cars, get the house, get the things that you want to get, and then have more than enough left over to be able to spend in the way of, of Allah or in God or whatever you want to say, in the universe, and be able to help people who are not as fortunate as you and I to be able to have the opportunities to create the kind of wealth that I'm talking about. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed today's podcast as much as I enjoyed talking about it and talking to you about it. And I will be back on another episode very, very soon, sharing with you some more life hacks, some more life tips, and some more ways for you and I to become wealthy. Until the next time we meet, this is Gull Khan signing off. Take care and bye for now.